Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the City of Benton Harbor Commission meeting to order. We begin with the invocation by Commissioner Sharon Henderson, followed by the the pledge of allegiance by Commissioner at Large, Commissioner Ron Singleton. All rise.
Father, we just thank you for our great community, each person that's in it, Father. And I just ask that we make decisions on behalf of the city, Lord, that you are with us. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Clark Griffin. Present. Commissioner Henderson.
Present.
Commissioner Henry.
Present.
Commissioner Isom.
Present.
Commissioner Kennard.
Present.
Commissioner Singleton.
Present.
Commissioner Warren. Present. Mayor Pro Tem Seats. Mayor Mohammed.
Present.
You have a quorum.
This brings us to approval of minutes, January 27, 2025. Is a motion for the approval.
So move.
Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson. Is there support?
Support.
And supported by Commissioner Warren. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
Yes.
Commissioner Isom.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to approval of accounts payable listing. Is there a motion for the approval?
So move.
Motion is made by Commissioner Henderson. Is there support?
Support.
Is supported by Commissioner Singleton. Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Commissioner Henry.
We did get some response to my inquiry. There is some serious concerns about some of the expenses that we paid. Whoever answered my questions didn't answer it in a comprehensive way. I do have some more research because I looked at the listings of the cars that we own, and I see one there that I didn't see on the list, but we're buying cars. So it's a lot of questions on this AP list that I just cannot support without the answers. Thank you.
Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Warren.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Henry.
No.
Commissioner Isom.
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard.
No.
Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to our public comment or citizens' comments. We have a 3-minute maximum per speaker. The city clerk will call you.
Angela Berry.
Hello to everyone. Happy New Year's to everyone. I come in peace. I hope this year would be a better year for us all. And we can do that. We got to put aside all of, the names and things like that. And we have to work together. And I'm willing, anybody that know me know that I also work with you. Because I have plans right now on helping our children, starting to have little parties and things for our children, instead of them like sitting at home and waiting on somebody else to do it. And I've tried a lot myself to try to get with people to do things, but that's not happening. And I know what I can do, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I've done, you know. So what I'm asking is, does anybody know that of a building that I could rent out every now and then to have these these parties, to read books to them? I'm talking about reading books and doing educational things with them. I thank you all for everything you've done, and we got this year. I'm speaking positive. We're gonna make it. Our words have power. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. The enemy is always there, but you know, God is stronger. I'm even coming in peace. I have to change some of my ways. I'm willing to do that. I want to work together. Please. And if anybody up there need my help, you know, I'm here for you. I've always been and I've always will be to bring Benton Harbor, because Benton Harbor has good people in it. So I'm speaking it into existence. We got it this year. We're going to do it. It's going to be some changes. We may not understand. We may not see eye to eye. But I'm praying on it, and I believe it's going to be some changes. And they're going to be for the good. Thank you.
Mr. Duncan.
I'll say most of what I want to say Wednesday, because I have more time to address all of us. I thank the sister for coming and saying what she did, but truth of the matter, we might have to change as citizens, but you guys got to change as whatever you guys want to call yourself. You got to change your way. You got to change your way of thinking. All of us supposed to be good, God-fearing people. But when our people go slacking and lacking, the major things like right here, coming in, sister want to use the bathroom, can't use the bathroom. It's one bathroom. That's stupid. I think we can all do better than that. If you don't agree with me, wait on your lady to come here and have to use the bathroom. Have to have a key. Or maybe she already got one. Maybe, I don't know. But the rest I'll say Wednesday. Thank you for at least listening to me, because that's what I know you guys do a lot. You listen, but you don't do the things the citizens ask you to do. So what's the sense in even listening? But I'm glad you hear us, if nothing else. Thank you.
No more comments.
Thank you. This brings us to our consent calendar. So we have 2 items on the consent calendar. Is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Henderson. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Commissioner Singleton. Madam Clerk. Yes, Commissioner Henry.
I'm just sorry. I'm just a senior citizen, and you speak so fast I can't even get my hand raised up enough to ask you to please separate number 2. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Claire Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
This brings us to the second item and separated resolution accepting Mr. Michigan Neighborhood 2.0 project grant and authorization to city manager to execute and implement the grant. Is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Motion is made by Commissioner Singleton. Is there support? Support. It's supported by Commissioner Isom. Is there discussion? Chair recognizes Commissioner Large Kennard.
Thank you, Mayor. At number 2, now, this program has been in operation. There's one lady that came and complained that they could see a gap all the way around her ceiling. And then, one of our former commissioners, she had her house done, and I don't know whether this man was even licensed. Her floors are worse shape than they, ever been. So who is checking behind the ones that are doing the work? They're being paid. But we have inspectors. I'm trying to put some handle on this. Who is ordering the okay for this work to be done and not following in pursuit to make sure that it's done properly? So to me, this grant money is going out, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of kickback that they're getting to put those people through. They're not licensed, or they're not guaranteeing their work. There's got to be some accountability here. This work is being supposedly done. These are being paid. And from the last time that I understood, that anyone that works in Benton Harbor has to pay city income tax. I'm wondering if these people are even paying the city income tax. There's a lot of answers that we need in reference to our money, this grant money being spent here. But it has to be an accountability behind getting this work done. Because these are senior citizens that is getting this work done. And it's painful to listen and to see the work that is being done. And so we need some accountability, especially if they're paying even into the city income tax, because I want to know if they're paying the whole amount or the kickback money is not included in it. So that's my thought. Thank you.
Commissioner Kennard, when you say kickback, what do you mean?
In order to get the work, do they have to give someone some money under the table? That's what I'm talking about, is a kickback.
So as elected officials, if we have witnessed or have seen a crime, or then it should be reported to the proper agency or law enforcement. This is, you know, to say it here is just innuendo or allegations, and I don't think that's.
I didn't make an allegation. We should be, as elected officials, efficient enough is to investigate to see if things is done properly and right for the ones that have voted for us. To be a voice for them, that take a look at issues that they have. We are here for that reason, not to just come to
I
war
did
on
have the
the
floor, Commissioner.
I had not finished what I had to say.
Commissioner
Making a comment on it.
Kennard, so the city council was not designed to set up to investigate crime. So that's why if it's, you perceive, if there is, you witness, or then anything regarding kickbacks has to be reported to law enforcement. That's the proper place to bring that complaint. Chair recognizes Commissioner Clark Griffin.
Okay, first of all, I just wanted to say, Commissioner Kennard did not say anybody getting kickback. She said she wondered, and she's free to say whatever she wants, just as you guys do. And it is our job, if we know of anything or see or anything, to speak on it. My question for this grant, okay, I know it's $440,000, but, and it says that it's for the seniors that qualified. I wanna know, through the chair to the city manager, what are the qualifications for this grant? And then is it for a regular, everyday senior resident, or like housing complex? Cause I know it says something about HUD and Mr. And it is any certain particular things that needs to fall on it that to qualify to get fixed? Or is it anything that needs fixing in the house?
So I'm gonna read the resolution. Whereas the city of Benton Harbor, a home rule city, is committed to upgrading and improving the quality as well as quantity of its housing stock. And whereas the city is especially committed to upgrading and improving the living conditions of the housing occupied and owned by our seniors and other low and moderate income citizens of Benton Harbor. And whereas the city of Benton Harbor has sought and been approved for a grant through the Michigan State Housing Development Authority in the amount of $440,000 for the purpose of housing rehabilitation, which we can utilize in concert with HUD funding when necessary and appropriate or a loan in some circumstances consistent with MISTA rules and regulations. This grant has a requirement for execution signature by February 14, 2025. And whereas administration will utilize and operate this program in the most efficient manner as closely following the CDBG program as possible. And now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and city commission of the city of Benton Harbor do hereby approve acceptance of the above referenced MI Neighborhood 2.0 project grant and authorize the city manager to execute and implement the grant in compliance with MISTA terms and conditions. So this particular grant will be administered by the city of Benton Harbor. It'll be done through the city manager's office and his staff, and he will be responsible for the appropriate execution and whatever checks and balances necessary in compliance with the rules and regulations of MISTA, and as stated, following closely with the guidelines of HUD.
Okay, this resolution is very vague and it don't tell us a lot. And I still would like my questions answered for transparency and clarity for me and the resident, because I am a resident and a taxpayer. So can city manager, as I asked, can he tell what qualifications, did it say with certain qualification? Is it for regular, everyday senior resident or housing complex? And is it certain particular thing that qualified that you need fixing in a house? Can the city manager please answer? Thank you.
Mr. Manager.
This program, exactly like the HUD program, is for citizens that qualify. Qualifying typically means low and moderate income residents who own their homes. And because these grants, they're not direct grants, they're loans first that get converted to grants. So just like the HUD program, if it's a small amount of like $5,000 to take care of some simple problem, there's a lien put on the property for 5 years. If it's up to 25,000 in terms of the whole house, then it is a 10-year lien that's put on. The lien is forgiven if it's a 5-year, 1/5 each year. If it's a 10-year, 1/10 each year. At the end of the 10 years, the entire loan is forgiven. But for back to your question about qualifications, the person has to be a homeowner. Their taxes have to be up to date. They have to have insurance on them. And that's because, again, these are federal dollars and they're loans until they convert to a grant once the period of time they continue to live in. But if a person should either sell a home or put somebody else's name on it or something, they won't be able to do that without satisfying the loan.
Thank you.
Commissioner Kennard.
I'm still saying, who is responsible to see that before the contractors are paid, that the work is up to standards? We've had people come in time and time again and complain about the work that was done. So I'm saying, who's responsible? And these people get paid and it's never anything done, and the work is not, even investigated as to why they've got still the same problem after coming to us and even speaking to us about the problem they have. And we can take it as a joke, this is not funny. These are people that is not satisfied, they got problems in their home. And these grant dollars is supposed to go to upgrade. That was the word that you used, Mayor, upgrade their homes. So when our former commissioner come in here and all the floorboards and all of it loose, and the person that come in, the little man, she said couldn't hardly walk, that did the work. Now, who is the one that carries this out for these people to get the help or the work that is being done in their home? And that's all.
Mr. Manager, would you like to speak to that?
Certainly. As I've said to you before, many times we try to help people where what's needed goes beyond our means. If we go into a house and the extent of the problems in that house costs maybe $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 to get done, we got two choices. We can walk away and say it's beyond our ability, or we can try to deal with the worst problems in the home to make it livable. And what we'll typically do is look at like the roof. If it's got knob and tube, electricity, you may not know what that is, but anyway, that is very unsafe. We may take and try to deal with the electrical problem. But we know when we go in there, and so do the owners of that property, because we tell them. And we have them understand up front that we're not gonna be able to do all of the stuff that's there, but we're gonna do the best we can to try to help make the situation better than what it is. But there'll be stuff left undone because we don't have the money or the ability to do it. And we have done that in a number of these instances. The one that you mentioned about the lady who still sees something in her roof up there, I went out personally to look at it along with the contractor and the folks at Southwest Michigan Community Action Agency. The problem was taken care of. The woman did not understand that that was for ventilation. If it was sealed up, then the warranty on the roof would become worthless immediately. And that's basically what the problem was. A person don't want to understand it, don't want to understand.
Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. I've been on this journey for a lot of years. Through three, matter of fact, 4 economic development chairmen, and we stopped the list 8 years ago because we said that we wanted to make sure the ones that were already on the list was taken care of. That's documented. I got that documentation in case anybody wants to. I'll shoot it to you if you need it. That was through Regina Sistro. That we stopped the list because after NSP2, NSP1, we said we want to take care of the people that are on the list. People that are, what they have to understand is that we're not rehabbing the whole house. We're rehabbing the problem that is existing. So if you're saying you need a new roof, yeah, we replace the roof, but that does not mean we gotta replace everything else that has to do with your house. if your electrical system is bad, we'll replace the electrical system, but that don't mean we have to replace the heating system. The money is not there for us to come in and rehab the whole house. And then what happens is the state of Michigan comes in and they make sure that the rehabilitation that was done. So you get $20,000 free of rehabilitation, and that's not good enough? And then we sit up and badger somebody for a gap? I'm serious. I went to the same house that was talked about, and we're talking about a 1-inch gap that was there, but your roof is not leaking. So you get a free roof, you get free decking, you get free everything, but now you talk about a 1-inch gap. And then now we gotta come out and replace the 1-inch gap. I mean, where does it stop? Then what's gonna happen if you do the gap, then it's gonna be my bathroom or something, then it's gonna be my basement or something, then it's gonna be, and I'm not saying that being belligerent, but the city is not responsible. When I bought my house, I bought my house. I didn't expect the city to take care of my house. The city is not responsible for taking care of your whole entire house. And if we can help, we can help. But we're not responsible for everything. I had a situation where they replaced the water pipes in my house, like everybody else. And then one of the water pipes busted. I called them, they fixed it. But are they responsible for paying my mortgage and everything else? It's not gonna happen. And the only place that's expected is here. That's the only place that people argue this kind of stuff is in Benton Harbor. And we expect people to take care of every single little iota, and it's not going to happen. And so we might laugh, we might joke, we might think it's a game. But if you were in anywhere else, I go to other city council meetings, I go to county meetings, I go to other places, and I don't see everybody showing up saying, can you pay for this? Can you pay for that? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it sounds frugal, but it's the truth. And I want to say, even on this issue, that you don't have to approve it. You don't have to approve it. Don't approve it. But then who's gonna pay for it? If you got it in your pocket to pay for it, then pay for it. But what I found out, a lot of people talking about what they don't want to do, and then you got people even to sit up and don't even want to pay for the accounts payable to get a check every week.
Chair recognizes Second Ward Commissioner Santana Warren.
Thank you. So when you purchase a home, it is your responsibility. It's not based on, oh, if I'm low income, it becomes someone else's responsibility. It is the responsibility of a homeowner, no matter if you're rich or if you're poor, it's your home. To have a program like this is a true blessing. I can't see anything negative about being able to go to the city and receive help with your home that you own, that is truly your responsibility. So I think this is a wonderful program. And regarding a roof, the great thing about a roof repair is you get a warranty. It is our responsibility to utilize our warranty. So if I have a warranty, if I receive work done, I can call, or whoever can call the number and get the proper repairs made based on having a warranty. So I hope everybody realizes this is a huge program. It's wonderful. It's great. Because again, if you are a homeowner, it is your responsibility to fix your home if you own that home. Thank you.
Yes, the grant here is a document that says project timeline. And here it says the city will immediately begin processing applications alongside applications for CDBG funded home rehabilitation scheme projects that require more significant rehabilitation up to $40,000 to the In My Neighborhood program, while less expensive rehab projects up to $25,000 will continue to utilize CDBG funds. So what we do have an opportunity today, $440,000 is really not a lot of money toward the overall picture of homes that need improved in the city of Benton Harbor. However, the city manager's office will work with those who qualify and are in need for this type of assistance. But the good thing is that money is available, and not only through CDBG, but this grant must be signed by February 14th in order for us to get the money. And this is our last meeting prior to the 14th. And it's the last item on this agenda. I do want to recognize Commissioner Henry.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I did get a chance to peruse it, not a lot. So I might have missed some things, but it is a plus for Benton Harbor homeowners. Definitely, I could give you a history lesson of NSP 1 and 2. 1 worked, but when it came to rehabbing homeowners, the money went somewhere else. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to make that a little right. Here's my problem. We have Southwest Michigan Community Action Agency, who has been fiduciary over our community block grant program for the last maybe year, 2 years, maybe more. Over the years, we've had a lot of complaints about this, how they treated the residents. And you hear us making complaints about the accountability of the contractors. You gotta have accountability of the contractors, and Southwest Community Action Agency is the one that.
You had the floor, go ahead.
Pardon me.
So Southwest Action Agency should be held accountable. No way possible that our residents are not satisfied with the job. I don't know where you guys' construction skills came from, but I know when you put a roof on, you ain't supposed to have no holes where animals can crawl up in. I don't care who's talking. And nobody ever said that. If a contractor come to me and said that was a safe roofing, I would report him. So now, no, Southwest Action Agency is going to be, per this document, is going to take care of the fiduciary of it. There's no amount of money that they're gonna get. They said that was to be announced. So it's not giving me a whole lot of information about this entity that has used our money and not made everybody whole. That's the key, to make everybody whole. They did other jobs and other people were satisfied. But I'm talking about the ones that weren't satisfied. They wasn't 100%. So I just have this problem. They keep giving them our money and not having any accountability. When I talk to seniors, and we give seniors all sorts of accolades. Oh yeah, the seniors stuck with the city when we couldn't provide services. They paid bills, they paid their taxes, they did this. But that's all we want to do for citizens, senior citizens. is to talk about them, how great they are. Now we get a chance to give them back something. If you got a 80-year-old woman or man, and now you're gonna give him some work, and you gotta live 10 years, 10 more years to keep his family wealth. So they don't like that. They don't like to have to put a lien on their place for 10 years, and they might not even live with 5, too. So it's something we need to look at. Since we always giving Benton Harbor seniors accolades on how they took care of the city, Coffin, when there was no businesses here, it's just us here paying bills. I want us to do this. I want us to have this money. I want these projects to be done, but I want some accountability. And I'd like to know how much money the Southwest Action Agency gonna get out of this project. We know how much you get out of the other CBDG money. And I'm glad to hear you call it a HUD project, because that means Section 3 is required to give our people some jobs out of this money. Thank you.
So just for the record, the terms of the federal stipulations is the liens. We can't, that's why they give us the authority to either accept it or we could decline as well. But if we accept the money, then the federal government has its requirements of how to administer the grant. So, and I agree with you. I've met people, one particular, they said, Mayor, can you help? We need to get a roof. I need this, we need that. I sent them down to the city of Benton Harbor, saw them months later, and they told me, you know, I went down there, I was going to get it, but they told me they was going to put a lien on my house. And I just got the work done myself. So that's their prerogative. But for some people, they don't mind. And then as far as people being satisfied, man, that's a tough task right there, because I've ran into people who got all their pipes done and no cost to the homeowner, and still had complaints. But I want to recognize Commissioner Clark Griffin, and then I'll recognize the Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, so, I'm pretty sure everybody here know how homeowners work. If you know, you're your own landlord. I've been a homeowner since I was 26 years old. So, you know, I'm sure everybody know, but we are here to discuss it. And if we have questions and concerns, or if a resident has issues, we are the voice of the resident. And just to kind of piggyback on what Commissioner Kennard said, that resident that was a former commissioner, and she lives in my ward. She was a recent commissioner. And it was just not her roof. It's cupboards and cupboard, all kinds of things wrong. Things that wasn't wrong when they came off the fist is wrong. So it should be somebody held accountable for that when something happened and create a horror. You know, she's 80-something years old. And now she's living in with a lot of issues that she didn't have. This was when the lead, excuse me, do I need to stop while you guys talk? Because I have the floor.
See,
Thank you. And she did that lead with the lead and the state program where they come out and see if you got lead in your home, and they repair things in your home. And that's what happened. They supposed to found different things, and they supposed to been repairing it because they found lead in these issues, and it created a horror show for her nightmare. She's 80-something years old, and now she's got to live with this. And I think she said she's contacted the city, and nothing has been done. So it is where somebody should be held accountable, especially when they make it, when you come and fix something, it's supposed to be better than it was before you came, not worse, or another new issue, other issues created. Thank you.
We're gonna have one more and we're gonna,
I need
Proceed
my
to
question
vote.
answered, Mayor.
well, the other thing is, I don't think it's really appropriate to discuss a resident's home and
Thank you.
their resident is not here.
The other boys,
And-
please.
You know, it's a better way to do that, but I don't think that, you know, we should be airing out, information about a resident's home and what happened. I do want to recognize Mayor Pro Tem Seats.
Thank you. I do apologize for lateness. I had to work today. But I will say that, you know, when we ran for the city income tax, we said if everybody do a little, don't nobody have to do a lot. You cannot just rehabilitate somebody's whole house. This is not something to, and I'm being honest. I mean,
Is he gonna repeat that?
we cannot take all city dollars. I'm gonna reclaim my time. When y'all done, I'll keep on talking.
We apologize.
You said the
like
same
you did.
thing.
Repeating yourself.
Come in, repeat yourself.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. We cannot rehabilitate a whole home. The problem that was a problem, that's what they signed up for to get fixed. And if something is wrong with Home Depot, or the state of Michigan, then let's find out the complaint and have a complaint process that we can go after everyone that had the problem. But we're majoring in minors to try to act like this is not something that's good for the residents of Ben Harbor. Residents of Ben Harbor needs help. And if we can get any kind of measures to help them, then let's help them. And if something's wrong, then let's get it fixed. And I don't think,
That's great. Let's
all
fix
right,
it.
Mayor, whenever they done.
Ain't no date.
Call for the question.
I
No, I
need a
still have a
question
floor,
answered.
Mayor. I can't finish when somebody is,
I mean, it's just hard to govern grown folks.
well, I know, I'm Mayor, but
And
then
really,
they,
we really should all be able to sit here and discuss, you know, and have lawful dialogue and debate without cutting each other off and, you know, I can't referee disrespect.
Honorable Mayor, I didn't disrespect none, neither one of them being disrespected by.
So if you could please finish your point so we can vote.
Okay. Well, I will say, Honorable Mayor, that it's a blessing for us to be able to help any resident that needs help. If they need pipes, if they need electrical, if they need roofing, whatever we can do, but we can't do everything. And so I support you in calling for the question, but Honorable Mayor, we do need to have a complaint process that after the complaint process is followed and we find there's nothing, then we follow that, but we can't make people come and do extraordinary things when it's not the problem. So I appreciate this time and I appreciate that, and I thank you for letting me reclaim my time.
I'd like to call
Mayor, I have a
to
question.
end
I
debate.
have a question
Madam
on,
Clerk,
on
Madam
the
Clerk,
question,
I'd
Chair.
like to call the vote to end debate.
I have a question on this, and I did ask, and I would like to have an answer. How much money is Southwest Action Agency gonna be allowed to have administrative money over this? How much is it required? Is it 10%, 20%, 30%? How much is it? That is a question that I asked, and I am required that someone answer it before I vote.
You had it in front of you, Mr. Manager.
is typically less than 15%.
Thank you,
Madam
sir.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson? What is the question on, what are we voting on? Because there was two.
We're voting on the item.
Okay. Yes.
Commissioner Henry?
I am going to vote yes on it. It's good money. I appreciate that,
Point of order. Point of order, it's a vote.
I can clarify. my-
No, it's
Point of
yes
order,
or
it's a
no.
vote. Thank you.
I vote yes.
Commissioner Isom?
Yes.
Commissioner Kennard?
No.
Commissioner Singleton?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Seats?
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Griffin?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Motion carried.
I'd like to recognize the Director of Public Safety, Director McGinnis.
Thanks for being recognized. Greetings all aboard, report.
Chair recognizes the Assistant City Manager and City Clerk, Clerk Moore.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Chair recognizes City Manager.
Just a couple of things. One, this past weekend, we had a number of streets where with the ice that followed the snow and rain, we had flooding in the streets and so forth. I'd like to just remind people, we can prevent that before the weather comes in like that. If we keep the stuff out of the gutters and rake up the leaves and stuff out of the gutters and keep it going into the drains. We just don't have the ability to do all of that. And I'd like to also mention, just as a reminder, I'm sure most people have forgotten, last week HUD spent one full week here in this city inspecting, looking at, and checking and holding the city accountable for all of its programs. They randomly picked 6 houses that we had worked on and went along with me, along with the manager from the Community Action Agency and one of the contractors to these 6 different homes to look at the work, talk to the owners, and hear whether they were satisfied or not. Of those 6, which they picked randomly, and they didn't even know the people, all of them said they were satisfied. Now, I'm probably guilty of trying to go a little overboard with trying to help people when I could just take the simple, easy way and say, no, it's too much and we can't do it. But I try to do what we can to help. Just because the problems are greater than the amount of money, I'm just not wanting to walk away and leave a person's roof with water running in the house and that kind of stuff, if there's something we can do to try to help. But with that, I'll leave it.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Chair recognizes Commissioner Kennard.
I'd like to thank, all of you that came out tonight, spending your valuable time here. You could be doing almost anything that will bring you pleasure, that you come out to hear us. And I wish we could pack this place with our community, because we're here to be a voice, at least I am, and I can speak for some others. We want to be a voice for you. Questions that many times that you come to me and ask me, and I don't have an answer, but I come here to try to get a clear answer about things. And I know a lot of times it's not what they want me to go. You don't go along with just anything. You try to find out an answer for your community and be what you said on your platform when you ran for the seat. But many will tell you that I'm here for you, I just need another year, another 4 years. And you can't see anything accomplished. So I'm here to not just warm up a seat, but to get answers for you. I don't have anything to be proud of if I don't get some solutions to the problems that exist. So I'm here and I'm praying that God give me the strength to see a change in our community for the people here in the community. We have people that come in to this city and they profit big money off of the city of Benton Harbor. And when it comes to the residents here, that even want to buy property sometimes, they run into barriers. So I'm here to try to be a voice and try to make sense of some of the things that's going on. I thank you so much for coming out, and those that are praying people that get a word to the Lord, please pray for the city of Benton Harbor because it really needs it. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Clark Griffin.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. And I just want to say, when we separate something or ask questions, it's for clarity and transparency to the resident. It does not mean that we are not for it, we don't want to see it happen, or we don't think it's good. But it's good to be, especially when we get something vague where it's not even a lot of details for us. So, this is taxpayer money. So I'm here, I was voted in to be a voice for the people, and I'm gonna continue to be a voice for the people. So if it's something that's not clear to me, or I feel that you guys need to know, that's gonna affect you guys, then I'm gonna ask questions for clarity and transparency. Have a good night.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Henry.
Oh, I did all that. I know that sometimes we have projects that are come up with critical deadline. But we just got this information today about this project, and it was a lot to read and a lot to understand. And I'm not sure what the reasons were because with that, our committee meeting on Wednesday night at 5:30, that's what we always coined it as meat and potato night. Because it gives us the residents the opportunity to hear and see and have some input. We have to vet and research everything that happens. That's our job. Thank God we got YouTube there. They can listen and hear what's going on. But for us to get this document at the last minute, and it does happen quite often recently, it's a good project. We need extra money, but if there's no accountability, if Commissioner Mayor Pro Tem suggests that we fix the problem, and we don't fix the problem, we just let the problem linger on. I bet you if Mr. went to that lady's house with her roof showing, I bet you they would find some problem with it. I think that if staff had said, well, let's go over here and look at this and see what we have to say. But that didn't happen. Everything is all good and mushy. They get our money and they treat our people horrible. And if we, as elected officials, don't hear the cry of the people, shame, shame on us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out to the meeting. And I hope you have some real ideas and help us make life easy for you. Because what's going on in the rest of the world, it's not gonna be easy. And that's where this local efforts should make sure that we're helping residents. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Isom.
Thank you, Alvarez. Mayor, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and all the commissioners got the evaluation forms for the clerk. Will you please have them in by the 18th, next meeting, commission meeting, and that's about it. Thank you, Mayor.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Henderson.
No comment.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Warren.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks to everyone who came out today. My comments are just to remind the residents to be curious and continue to ask questions. a lot of times things are said and there's no proof behind it. So I just want to make sure everyone is asking questions and being curious and trying to find out the correct answers to everything versus listening to one person's point of view. Because as you can see tonight, there's a lot of inconsistencies where we're hearing that there's surveys out and residents are happy or residents aren't happy. So I encourage everyone to, before you form an opinion, do the proper research to get the accurate information. I think everyone knows about the Black Summit. Just want to remind everyone that that's coming up at the end of the week. And my final reminder is we have the Boys and Girls Club here in Benton Harbor. So if you're a teen or you know a teen, we have the one right by the high school, the Teen Center. And for ages 6 through 14, we have the club that is off Natewell Senior Drive, and it is open after school until almost 8 p.m. So it's a great place for youth to hang out and go if they don't have anywhere to go. So just send a reminder for that. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Commissioner Singleton.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank everybody for coming out. Seeing the government. And later, I hope we find a building. Sounds like a good venture that you're trying to do there. So hopefully you can find something. Just want to give condolence to the Harvey family, former Commissioner Leroy Harvey's family. He was a buddy, friend of mine, and so just offer prayers to the family. With that, nothing else, man.
Thank you. Just like to update, one of the major issues at the United States Conference of Mayors was a housing crisis has been declared, where, mayors are warned that the deficit will increase an additional 2,066,781 units over the next 5 years. More than half of mayors anticipate between 5,000 to 20,000 unit shortfall in their city in the next 5 years. Almost 1 in 6 mayors anticipate at least a 20,000 to 50,000 unit shortfall in their city. So housing is in a state of emergency in this country. Typically, specifically in urban areas, we know it exists in Benton Harbor, and this is an issue that's on the radar for local governments. One of the other issues was the urgent need for federal support. Mayors value the many existing federal housing programs. Mayors very strongly support expanding existing programs such as low-income housing credit, housing vouchers, CDBG, the home program. Existing federal programs need funding, and cities need flexibility. So that's why it's so important that when we do get grants, we execute them and we're good stewards of the monies, and every penny is accounted for. And that's one of the successes that the city of Benton Harbor has had over the past so many years, where the grant funding that we have gotten, no scandals, no investigations, no no convictions of anybody doing anything surreptitious. Everything has been accounted for. And in fact, the LET project, we finished under budget and ahead of schedule. And we're able to divert those funds, about $26 million, toward our water filtration plant and our water distribution system. So the city of Benton Harbor, for those here and those watching on YouTube, have been good stewards of the money, federal monies that we have received. The Michigan Black Summit will begin Friday and conclude on Saturday. The Lieutenant Governor will be in town as the keynote speaker. We'll also have our Senate District 20 Minority Leader for the State Senate, Eric Nesbitt, will be present, along with the 38th District Representative Joy Andrews, Senate Appropriations Chairman, State Senator Sarah Anthony. You have 7 other Black mayors, Ypsilanti, Flint, Highland Park, Harper Woods, Lathrop Village, Jackson, Michigan, and you have many others to participate. And there'll be issues regarding housing, issues regarding environmental issues and health. So you definitely don't want to miss it. Contact Trenton Bowens, President of Neighborhood Organizing Against Racism, for more information. With that being said, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion is made by Commissioner Singleton. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Commissioner Isom. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Clark Griffin,
Yes.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Henry,
Yes.
Commissioner Isom,
Yes.
Commissioner Star,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton,
Yes.
Commissioner Warren. Yes. Mayor Mohammed.
Yes.
Motion carried.
With the 43.
Oh, absolutely.